We're on.
We're on.
Right, we're back with a new machine. It looks like, from the back, it looks like the machine we had before. But this is the Wave State. And this is the great Maik Schott. I've mentioned him a couple of times before already. He's still great. He's been showing us how he put his entire modular system into, for example, the Kronos or the Nautilus before today. And now he's going to, the program says he's going to be surfing the Wave State.
So when I got the Wave State a couple of weeks ago, I found out that at first, when I flushed through the sounds, that it contains a lot of great sounds for film scoring. You know, when you have a thriller movie or a horror movie to to put music under, you get sounds like this. Typical Hans Zimmer kind of sounds.
I'll just put my Highlander face on.
Put your Highlander face.
Yeah.
And for example, contemporary, very strange sounds like this for maybe for a kind of funny movie. Really very inspiring arrangements you can do with this. Very inspiring wave sequences that you can hear. Or so let's. And you can also play, you have also regular sounds like bells or a lot of this typical arpeggio sounds, you know,
The return of the whistle, isn't it?
The whistle.
We had that one before today.
If you want to do some meditation.
That was very authentic. I mean, authentically played.
Thank you. And I mean, the heart of this synthi is actually the lane system. I don't know if you are a little bit
Well, yes, a little bit, yes.
into it, but for example, what you can do with it.
But I haven't touched it, but I've read about the lane system because it's specific about this instrument.
Very. For example, what I can do now is I can break it down to just the smallest atom, if you want, to the smallest step. If I do I press initialize performance, and to just have these two steps.
Yep.
You know, this is quite the smallest thing of this wave sequence, and let's say we want to have like this. I've prepared something, of course. Just step to my sounds that I prepared. Okay, now let's say we want to do this. So we have a 4-bar or 2-bar sequence which contains 4 chords. We can break it down to just what I just did. We go to initialize performance. So we get this. I go to the sample lane. And then we look for this, go to the sample browser, press Shift and the right arrow, go to the bell mallet category, and we choose the balafon, for example, or the marimba. So now I want to break it down even more. I reduce it really to one sample. And now we want to create this rhythmical pattern. Go to the timing lane. And we want to have it shown as a note value and not as a time, the duration. So we go to Shift, press Tempo. And now now we see the duration as a note value, and that's easier for us musicians, I think, to.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't talk in seconds. We don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And if I put now the crossfade to 0, you just hear the note repeating. You know? And this is the smallest part of the wave sequence that you can get. That's what I found out in the month that I had it. So we just heard this 2 or 4 bar beat that I built, and to get this, I now start building the rhythm. So I put the quantization to 60 notes. And to get this bang, dang, 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 it's in. I have to use 8 steps, so I add. We already have 2 steps, and I add 6 more steps at the end. So I press Add steps to end. Add 6 steps to end.
Correct.
Wow. Yeah. And now I can choose the steps here. Sorry. And you can see how the steps are going through the... how all the steps are shown that are running. You know. So I might put this to rest. the fourth step is a note.
Okay. No.
Sorry?
No, just okay. The half note.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
you're right. It has to be a 16th note, of course. This as well. So there's still a crossfade. I have to erase that, otherwise we don't have this short attack. There as well. To put every crossfade to 0. There's still some strange note values in it. So,
But I mean, just for my tiny little bird brain, this wouldn't alter the sequence really. They would just sound longer.
what do you mean?
The value of the note.
It would just sound longer, right?
Okay, yeah, okay. So
Yeah,
it
yeah.
doesn't really actually. It was a lot of.
No, it's good that you ask, but
Well, it was a bit of a teacher thing, wasn't it? I mean,
so I have to add some more rests here. So now we get we are coming closer.
it's good that you played it at the beginning, so we know where we're going.
Yeah,
Right.
right. Otherwise, everybody would think, "What the hell is he
What?
doing?"
He's trying it on.
He's trying. That's the rhythm we were gonna looking for.
Yeah.
So now we found that we have to work on the note pitches. And because we need 2 bars of music, we need 32 steps of
Yeah.
of pitches.
16th. Yeah.
Right. So we have already 2 steps, which means we have to add 30 steps at the end.
Correct. Again.
Wow.
Numbers are getting high.
Numbers are getting right. So I go again to add steps to end. Adds 30 steps. Now I'll go to the pitch lane again. And now I alter the note pitches for the next bar, let's say.
Yeah.
Of course, I have to set the loop to the right. Yeah, now it starts making sense, everything, you know. I have to go to the next bar. This one has to go, I think, to maybe -3. No, -4. Yeah, this makes sense. Yeah, right. And so you can actually start creating songs or arrangements with these lanes that you have here, you know. And
That's
that makes
great. And how can you like indefinitely combine them with? Can you like play different ones simultaneously?
Yes, you have like
How many?
you have like 4 layers
Mhm.
that you can combine, which means you can, like you just heard in the example, you can put a drum layer on D, you can put a melody even on B, and maybe a snare drum or percussions on layer C.
You don't need much more to get
You
really
don't-
rich. A lot of people have got rich doing that.
Exactly, you can build your playback with this lanes and wave sequences, which makes it a quite powerful composing and arranging
like
tool. Right.
Arranging pre-production
Right.
kind of thing. It looks, I mean, impressive, but
So-
you do know your way around it really well. I mean, it helps.
Yeah, it took me some time to get into it, but
Well, I mean, how else would it be? It's quite a specific machine,
it really is.
but I like that as a concept. I mean,
Yeah, me as well. Because you start learning to think different
yes,
when you sit in front of this machine, you know.
yeah, you start thinking less in this is a chord of that type and
Exactly.
chord of this type.
Exactly. It's more like maybe you can say it's more like a modular system inside a synthesizer.
Yeah, it just happens to have keys, but it's not really a keyboard
Exactly.
thing.
Let me just have a look. Of course, what is interesting is the step sequencer. Because this is kind of the modulation brain of the wave state, you know. You can say, I want to have a filter modulation on step 4, or I want to have resonance on step 2. That is what the step sequencer does, actually. So let me try to demonstrate it. I put everything on 0 here. You know, I select the steps and I just erase everything. Go to modulation and I delete the modulations for everything. So we can make a little bit from scratch, you know.
I can see how you've got it in the fingers. You've done this plenty
I've
of
already
times.
have this. I dreamt
Grip.
about it. Yeah. And what I can do now, starting, let's say, from scratch, I can choose a step and I can add a modulation. Press mod, you know, and the right key.
Mhm.
And I have to define what I want to modulate. So now I was moving the slider for the cutoff frequency.
And that's what activates it as a destination.
Right, then he remembers, he wants to modulate this parameter and that's it. And now I have to tell him with which destination I want to
Okay.
modulate it, you know. Let's say like should be the shape mod knob. And now the first step is having this modulation for the filter, you know.
Per step. Wow.
And so you can, if you have really long sequences, you can define exactly on which step you want to have which modulation, and that makes
Wow.
it really.
I mean, it's a big deal job depending on how big it is, but
I mean, the
Sure.
possibilities are really rich. So
yeah. Amazing. I mean, great little machine.
definitely is, yeah.